Welcome, everyone, to the Collie Bliss Beauty Podcast.
You're still in St. Lucia.
We're still in St. Lucia. We've got one more week here.
Whoa, that's amazing.
Yeah. How's your stay been?
Wonderful. I can't complain. I went inside the Soufriere volcano and rubber. Y'all went in that too?
Rub up. Yeah, we did it last week. You got to rub up yourself
Yeah,
with
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
grayness. Yeah. We did
And
it.
after my body felt so calm and relaxed, it works.
It helps you think straight.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
had a wonderful time. No complaints.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
I saw.
Today we have a wonderful guest by the name of Shawna Rollins. And the topic is about her startup transforming into a franchise empire. And Shawna's going to share with you many tips and share with you her journey so you can understand how you can go from starting so small to growing to something larger. So we're going to get started now. Welcome, Shawna.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. I'm so wonderful and thankful for the opportunity to be here to share my journey with upcoming entrepreneurs who are looking at scaling regionally and globally, and those steps from the beginning to all now. It's a growth journey.
It truly is. So let's just start off with a brief introduction of yourself and, what you do so
Yes.
the viewers can familiarize themselves.
Yes, well, my name is Shawna Rollins. I'm the founder and owner of Delicious Treats franchise, which is in the beautiful island of Barbados. We are located inside the local hospital right here in Barbados. And we started our franchise journey about 5 years ago. And I am so thankful for the opportunities and what I've been exposed to that has taken me to great opportunities, and I'm so thankful for that, to be quite honest.
So in 5 years, you've grown your franchise to different islands, or would you say around Barbados alone?
Yes, well, we're opening in the US in Miami. I'm just waiting on certain things, and we were looking at the New Year opening in Miami because that is where I went to a franchise show. And what happened there was I was very well received, and persons said I need to open here, I need to open there. Persons from the diaspora as well, within the Caribbean, even Africa, they were quite shocked to see a black entrepreneur at an international franchise show from the Caribbean. To be quite honest, if I remember quite well, there were only two of us, one from Jamaica and myself from Barbados.
So there was only two. So would you say competition is quite small in that industry you're in?
Yes, yes. Somehow, Caribbeans, we have not been exposed to the franchising world, and that is why now that I am sharing with my brothers and sisters within the Caribbean, not only Barbados, because I'm a Caribbean woman, in Barbados of itself, and the franchising master class is coming up in St. Lucia, and then I've been invited to Belize as well. Sharing on franchising. Franchising is a great way to scale your business regionally and globally. And there's so many other spin-offs and things that you learn, and many other opportunities as well, because we need different streams of income that I have been exposed to that I never knew of before.
So how did you actually start then? Did you start off from home, creating your delicious treats, or did you
Yes,
start with a
yes.
storefront?
How I began my franchise journey was when customers started saying to me that we would do well in other Caribbean islands. That is how it all began. And then I started doing my own research. And I came across franchising. I came across a international franchise show in the Javits Convention Center in New York. And I saved for an entire year. I sacrificed. I went without some things I needed, and I sacrificed for an entire year that is how my journey began. So that is why I can share with small businesses how it is done. You don't have to have $1 million. No, you don't. You start where you are, and I choose to make the sacrifice to invest in myself, obviously, which benefited my business. And I attended my first international franchise show, and that is where I met franchise owners just like myself. And they shared their journey, they shared their stories. And you know what hit me? They are no different from me. And that what they have achieved, I can achieve it too.
You definitely can. And I like the fact that you said that you listened to your customers because your customers were saying where you would do well. So
Yes,
you
yes.
really did listen to those loyal clients who keep coming to you and wanting to buy more and more.
Yes, yes, yes.
Do you have an online store at the time, or you just
No.
stuck to in-person sales?
Yes, in-person sales right now, that could be something we can look at for the future. But listening to your customers is very important because I wouldn't be where I am today without my customers. And customers kept saying, yes, you will do well in other Caribbean islands. And I realized very quickly when I started to do my research that I can't be everywhere all at once. I can't clone myself. So franchising was the next best option to scaling and still being able to maintain that brand consistency in quality. So that is very important as well because you could scale so quickly and then your quality might start to not be the same.
Yeah.
So being, yes, and it happens with big brands as well. So, it happens with very big brands. So being able to maintain that branding consistency, quality and consistency was very important for me, and I'm thankful so far that we have been able to do that.
So to this day, how many stores do you currently have for
Right,
delicious treats?
right now we're two. Right now we're two, and as I said, we're looking at opening in Miami, and
Miami.
then we're looking at the Caribbean because there are some opportunities. So we're looking at all over, all over. As
Oh,
I said,
ah,
what we have is not substandard in the Caribbean, and it's not second class and third class. As I said, it is just as good as what is coming down from the US, the UK. It is just as good as sometimes even better.
give the viewers a little sense of your treats. What exactly do
Um,
you
well,
bake?
we specialize in a wide variety of healthier alternatives. Yes, we're a cafe, and yes, we offer sandwiches, and we offer paninis, and we offer all of our juices are natural fruits and vegetables, no additives, no preservatives. So you are getting that lovely cooling watermelon juice with strawberry and a hint of mint
Oh,
with this heat, very cooling, very refreshing. Then we have, for example, pineapple juice with orange and carrot with ginger and turmeric. So not only, yeah, ginger and turmeric, we grew up in the Caribbean with ginger and turmeric, and the whole world is fascinated now with ginger and turmeric. But we grew up with it in the Caribbean. We grew up from children, our grandparents giving us ginger to settle your stomach. We know it has many healing properties for digestion. We know that turmeric as well clears the mucus.
oh, it does.
Yes, it does. It does clear mucus. If you're working out in the gym, you have joint pains, if you have a cold, yes, turmeric, and I've used it many times and it works. So when we're juicing, all of our juices, cold press, raw fruits and vegetables, no additives, no, so the natural sugars. Because in the Caribbean, we have a very high rate of NCDs, non-communicable diseases. And we have to make sure that our food choices are not only delicious, but healthier. So yes, we do desserts. Yes, we do brownies with walnuts, and
Oh,
they're decadent, and the customers love them. But ours are low in sugars. Everything we do wraps, we do chicken wraps, tuna wraps, we do all of the healthy stuff. But it is delicious, but healthier, low in those sugars and those salts that are really killing us, to be quite honest.
Mm.
So our brand is a healthier brand, which we need in all the Caribbean. All of those foods that I said we grew up with, and we thought that it was, oh, at that point in time, our parents couldn't have done better. But now we're adults, we realize, hey, this is the food that we should be eating.
Living on, yeah, for
Yeah,
longevity.
yes,
And there is a movement right now, worldwide, I would say, that is promoting longevity, healthy foods, whole
yeah,
foods. So really, you have a really good niche that is
yes,
almost COVID proof,
exactly,
because you
exactly,
can sell it from anywhere, like you're trying to achieve.
exactly.
So we're going to go a little bit deeper into some lessons you've learned in your startup phase, because
Mhm.
you did say money isn't an issue when it comes to branching
Yeah,
out. You don't
yes,
need
yes,
£1 million, but what would you
yes.
say you do need to rely on, like when
When I
finance?
you need those customers that keep coming back, repeat customers. That is very important. That is how you build a brand. You need those customers to not only repeat, but to tell other customers about your products as well. So first thing first, that is what I had. Customers telling other customers and encouraging other customers to try the brand. But you also need an accountant. You need somebody to help you budget that money. Let's be real. You can't be chief cook and bottle washer because you can't do everything on your own. You
Okay.
need to have someone that is managing that money for you that can help you get to where you want to go and where you're going. I remembered my first location, my first loan was from the credit union, a member of a local credit union. And so you can be a member of a credit union because when you're at that phase, you're not ready for the banks as yet. So the credit union would help you, and those small business organizations that support SMEs as well, those are the ones that would support you and help you. Also, as I said, I saved for an entire year, and I did what we call a meet and turn or a susu. Some cultures call it a susu. I think in Africa they call it a susu as well. And I saved $100 for an entire year to attend my first international franchise show in New York. So there are a lot of things you can do. Don't be too quick to say you can't achieve. There are different avenues. There's a credit union. You can save. You can do a meet and turn. There are those small organizations that might lend a 5,000 that would help you as well. So don't say that there are no opportunities out there that you can grow, that you can be exposed. Exposing yourself as an entrepreneur to international, what is going on internationally, is critical for your growth. Because as you invest in yourself as an entrepreneur, your business grows tremendously.
It really does.
Yes, it really does.
Exponentially, especially if you're getting out of your comfort zone, putting your brand out there like you did going to New York and
Yes, yes,
showing
yes.
up as a Bayesian
Yes, yes, yes.
entrepreneur, which is rare for people to see, and they'll be drawn to that. So it's really important, if you're listening, to really step out your comfort zone and really have faith in what you want to achieve as well.
Yes, yes,
And take
yes.
it step by step, like you said. Rely on your accountant for that financial
Yes,
advice and
yes.
that stability when it comes to budgeting, outgoings, and your incomings, and all the other things that you have to pay for in your business. So
Exactly.
what were the biggest growing pains in year one? So when you were setting up
Yes.
initially your company, whether that was hiring staff or logistics wise, what was one of the hardest things
I
to
think the hardest thing when you're now starting is getting customers to buy into that brand. So I remember I was in most of the gas stations in the island, and at that time I had to give out a lot of samples. So as you want people to taste the product and realize what you're offering is so good,
do?
I remember I had to invest a lot of time in sampling. I had to give out a lot of samples. But once I passed that phase, I was good to go because I got through with the business. Once I give samples, I got through. So it is a lot of time of building that reputation, because you're building a reputation that you have a certain quality product and being consistent with it. And I remember at that time, many of the managers asking me, Shawna, what do you put in these sandwiches? I said, can't give you my secret recipes.
You can't give that away. Come on.
I said, can't give you my secret recipe. Because
But
as soon as I delivered, I would get a call within 24 hours. You need to stock up again. You need to stock up again.
see,
Yeah, and a lot of tourists as well bought my things. I was quite shocked in the beginning. Wow,
right?
because I even remember having a booth at Kensington Oval for a 5-day Test cricket series for England, and we sold out the first day in 7 minutes. I was
So,
like,
sold
oh,
out how many bottles? A lot.
yeah,
A
at
hundred.
least at least over 100. And I was like, wow. I couldn't believe the response was so like, I'm like, wow, someone else actually likes my product. And it was an eye opener, but it was a great feeling to see that what you do, other people are enjoying it, because that gives you great satisfaction to see a customer buy something and actually just enjoy it and say to you, it was excellent.
And it's proof that the demand is there. It's needed in that market.
Yes,
So
yes,
there is
yes.
space for you.
Yes, there is space for me.
There is.
There
There is.
is, and that is what I say to entrepreneurs, that there's no need for anyone to feel left out. There is enough for all of us.
So
There's
you
enough for all of us.
Yeah, there really is. And you said that there was a turning point where you realized franchising was possible, was when you kept getting the good
Yes.
feedback coming,
Yes,
coming.
yes,
And
from the customers.
the money makes sense at the time. Did your accountant advise you it would be worthy now to scale?
Yes. At that time, when the customers started asking different times, and I remember a customer even saying, can you teach me how to run an operation like this?
Who said that?
A customer,
Oh,
can you teach me how to run an operation like this? And I sat down for a while and I started pondering. You have years of experience in doing this. You can close your eyes and do this. But what makes the difference with franchising is documentation. Many of us have businesses, many small entrepreneurs, but we don't document anything. Where do we keep it?
in our head.
And when we die, what happens? It dies with us. So the great thing I love about franchising is I had to sit down and document everything that I did over the past 20 years plus now. That is what made the major difference. And when I began, I remember because I worked with a team of consultants who, various aspects, for example, you had to do the business plan. And then we had to do a document called a FDD, which is a legal document, a franchise disclosure document. So then I had to do that. Then we had to do operations manual, how we operate operating systems. And I remember when they gave me the blueprint to sit and start to do it. When I started to type, I wasn't stopping. I was going through these questions like, and
What?
it actually hit me like, you actually know this business inside and
Wow.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So documentation makes you sit down on all that you have in here, put it down on paper. Because that is where now you can take that FDD to a potential lead, a franchisee, and say, this is what it takes.
What does
And
F
be paid. It's a FDD, it's a
what,
legal document. It's
sure.
very thick. It's something over 200, 300, 500, or even 1,000 pages.
Okay.
But you have to take that time and document your business.
That
That is where franchising, what I love about franchising, because if I die, my children can continue my legacy because it's all documented. Many people don't get to do this. They die and they die with the knowledge, which is not a good thing. So now we want entrepreneurs to know, hey, you can document everything you do. So the pressure doesn't fall on you. The great thing with franchising, we say we're in business, not alone, but not alone.
But not alone.
But
Yeah.
not alone, because you have everybody working in the same direction. Because when you're a franchisee, when you win, they win. So it's a win-win for all. But I know that they say that many of us don't like documenting, but
Mhm.
I want us to change that mindset and document everything that we do, because that is what makes the difference. Very important.
And another important factor is the branding, because your branding needs to be quite special
Yes.
and, in a way, ageless. Look at like
Yes.
McDonald's and other brands coming up
There's
like
so many.
Dyson. These brands are all high end. Well, some of them are high end
Yes.
brands,
Yes.
and they are well established. And there's
Oh
many
yes.
reasons for that, because of
Yes.
quality, like you mentioned, being one of
Yes.
the
Yes.
things.
Yes.
But how do you mirror that in all franchise companies, in all your establishments? How would you make sure that's mirrored, that quality?
Well, two things. You have your recipes documented, that as well. But because you have them documented, it doesn't mean sometimes that things don't happen. But what you do is you oversee. You have someone in place that checks, comes in, tastes, checks, quality checks, and you're always checking to
Quality
maintain.
checks. I like
Yes,
that. I like that.
yes, you're
So
always checking.
how often would that be? Every month or so?
Every
Just,
month, every month.
yeah, every
Yes,
month.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
We have something called ghost customers that we send in, and they check, and they bring back the information feedback. So yes, you have to, yeah, it's something that you have to be consistent with. You got
Sure.
to keep checking quality.
Is
You
there
can't
com
play with that.
does the quality as well come from the staff you select? Are you still responsible for selecting staff, or is the operational manager at the new establishment responsible for that?
They are responsible, but still, once again, you still check. They are responsible, but you still oversee and observe and still check. But they are responsible for that.
So, in a sense, you being the key director of your company,
Yes, yes,
you are still responsible for overlooking
yes,
everything, aren't you?
yes, yes,
But it's
yes,
almost
yes,
like
yes.
you've delegated
Yes,
your
exactly.
recipe and your operation manual to
Yes, yes,
others to
yes,
do the exact
yes,
same,
yes,
but
yes.
you still have control to some extent in
Yes, yes, yes.
in those
Of course,
businesses.
of course, of course, because you're the franchisor. So
Okay.
you own the franchise. So yes, but still, you still delegate and step back and allow others to do their role, because you don't want to be constantly jumping in as well. Sometimes you have to step back and allow people to grow and let them come into a home their own. Because when I began, I would say I was green. I'm not green anymore, but I had to begin somewhere. And sometimes you have to give people grace to grow and develop.
And I'm sure they would come back to you for support if they
Yes,
needed it,
yes,
and they'd go through those channels to get
yeah.
that help.
Of course, of course,
They
of course.
would. So, so far, what has been the highlights of leading a franchise network? What have you really enjoyed the most from it?
What I realized from beginning stages to starting with just three flying fish sandwiches, and the stage I'm at now, I really love every journey. I received many awards here. I've also received international awards of being one of the leading women in 2024 last year.
Wow, big
I've also,
achievement.
yes, yes,
Wow. Where was that held?
that was in the US. Yes,
US. Okay.
yes. And also here in Barbados, I'm the first female to franchise her concept. And I've received multiple rounds of grant funding through Export Barbados. And now they have a portfolio in franchising. So they
Hmm.
have a portfolio now in franchising. So I am thankful for many that will be coming behind me. I'm thankful for to lead the way to open up the whole discussion around franchising, what it means for legacy, and if you get to the stage where you're tired and you decide you can sell it, you have an exit strategy, you can sell it for a couple millions and live comfortably, you know. So I'm thankful for all that I've achieved and continue to achieve and open up the discussion for franchising for entrepreneurs within the region and Africa as well, because I serve now as the vice president for the African Caribbean Franchise Alliance, and I'm also a director for Franchise Marketing Systems International. So opening up the discussion for franchising in the region is something that I'm totally enjoying doing. Just seeing our people grow, watching them elevate, seeing them realize that there is an option, there are other options.
Yes.
Watching entrepreneurs franchise, it gives me great satisfaction in life to
Yeah.
watch others come into their purpose and to watch them grow and develop. That gives me great satisfaction.
You mentioned you're part of the African and Caribbean
Yes,
Alliance.
yes,
So,
yes.
have you come across many brands, Caribbean brands, that have branched over to Africa?
Yes,
You
what
have.
we're doing.
You're seeing the growth in that.
Yes,
Good.
yes, we're building the first ever ecosystem in franchising between Africa and the Caribbean. And we will be offering training, so many different things that we will be doing to help our people realize that franchising is a way to scale, because other cultures have done it and done it successfully, very successfully. So now, as I said, the brands we have are just as good. So now we are making sure that our entrepreneurs get the same, exposed to the same benefits.
Wonderful. And that will open up more doors for African Caribbean people,
Exactly.
for the economy, and
Exactly.
strengthen business, a lot of business ventures and people who want to be successful in business as well.
Exactly, exactly. Because many entrepreneurs, even from Africa, have reached out that are interested in learning about franchising. As I said, somehow many of us heard of it and thought it was just for big businesses. I didn't realize that all those big businesses had to start small, had to start somewhere. So now our people are coming into that awakening that they can franchise and that they can have the opportunity to scale globally as well.
And you've shared some really key organizations you're a part of. So our viewers will definitely reach out to you and hopefully,
Yes,
get their questions
yes,
answered
yes,
and get
yes.
extra support they need.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
now we're going to go into a fire round where we kind of just fire some questions at you and you just share instantly your words of answers. So first question here, what qualities make a great franchise leader?
I think that as a leader, um, you help people to step into their purpose. You see the potential, and you help them to come into that purpose. I recall with myself and my former leaders saw so much in me that I didn't see in myself as yet. And they showed me the ropes. And now I'm in a position now to do the same, to expose and to say, hey, look, you got this, you can get this done. And just watch them grow. They will fall sometimes, that is okay. You will get back up and you will go again. That is
Give them
fine.
another chance.
Exactly.
That do you think that's a quality of a good leader as well, to give an employee another chance?
Yes, I give chances. But if you continue after I have given you chances and I realize you're taking it for granted, well, it's time to go.
Okay. Next question. What advice would you give to small business owners dreaming of expansion, whether they're in the UK, in the Caribbean, in the USA? Someone has a tiny business right now that's quite strong. Maybe it's even a home business and they want to scale that. How would they do it, you think?
I would say to you, whatever industry you are in, find out what is going on internationally. Google is there, AI is there. Going and find wherever, what industry you are in, what is going on internationally, and get there. Get to those shows, whether it is car shows, whether it is franchise shows, whether it is tea shows, whether it is beauty, whatever industry it is. Find out what the latest trends, what is
Latest trend.
happening internationally. Make that sacrifice, invest in yourself, and go. Make it an annual event or every 2 years. If you can't handle every year, make that sacrifice, save, and go. You would never regret it.
And the last question, what's one mistake to avoid when franchising?
You have attorneys, you have franchise consultants. Listen to them. Never run off on your own and want to sign off on a deal. I know this for sure. Listen to your attorneys, listen to your franchise consultants, and let them guide you. Never you rush off just to sign off a deal because it will backfire on you.
Oh, and you may end up losing more income, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, then
So
you
listen
gain.
to the counsel that you have around you. That is what I do. Listen to that counsel that you have around you, and you make informed decisions based with that counsel. The scripture said there's safety with the counsel of advisors. There is safety, and it is true. There is safety.
There truly is a net of safety. So always listen to
Yes,
people who are experts in that area and also
yes,
do your own due diligence,
yes,
so that's
yes,
research,
yes,
rereading
yes,
the documents they've given you. Don't
yes,
take their word for it as well.
yes, yes,
And
yes,
also, what I loved and what drew me to you was a video you did on Instagram about business being a spiritual warfare. And I think you really need to lean into your intuition as well and allow
yes,
that to be the beat of your journey,
yes,
you know,
yes,
allow that to be the heartbeat of your journey because it doesn't matter how slow you go. Sometimes it's necessary for you to meet the right people on that journey or sign the right deals or be exposed to different ideas, like you said, going to exhibitions and networking with others. So yeah, it's really
yes,
important to take your time and
yes.
do what's best for you and your vision.
Yes, exactly. Because I have been in webinars with franchise owners who own hundreds and thousands of locations. And I have heard this being said over and over again that the one mistake they have made is being too anxious to close a deal.
Yeah.
And then when you sign off on that, that is 10 years of bliss or misery
Of misery because you're trapped.
for the next
And
10 years. So I am not anxious for anything. I know what God has for me is for me and me alone. And I am not anxious for anything. I am honestly not anxious because I understand all that it entails. And you have to definitely allow, as you said, your intuition to be your guide. Because anytime I go against that, I regret it dearly. So I don't go against my tuition anymore. I've learned my lesson. If
sure,
it is no, it is no.
it is no.
It is no. And nothing is wrong with saying no as well. Just that the person might not be the right fit for the
Mm.
brand and not now, maybe next 2 years. But right now, the person might just not be the right fit because you need persons that have your core values. Very, very important. Persons that have your core values and that you and them can work together well and not be, not that friction isn't good, but you don't want persons that are focused on the problem and not solution oriented.
I love
I'm
that.
I'm solution oriented. I focus on solutions, not the problem. Not that you're ignoring, you know the problem is there, but you
Mm.
have to focus on the solution. And finding the right key people to work with is so critical and so important, because when you connect with the right people, it flows so beautifully. As I say, it fits together like the pieces of a puzzle perfectly when you have the right people to work with.
And it fuels your energy and your drive.
Yeah,
So, Shauna,
yeah.
where can our beautiful viewers who are listening right now, I'm sure they've been amazed by this conversation, how can they find your business? How can they try one of your scrumptious turmeric infused drinks? I want to try one now as well.
They can find me. Go to Delicious Streets Franchise. I am on LinkedIn,
Okay.
Instagram, and Facebook. And you can find me right there and reach out to me. Delicious Streets Franchise on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. And I am right there.
Wonderful. And you're in the heart of Barbados, which right now, I'm
Yes,
sure the weather is
yes, yes,
gorgeous.
yes. It's beautiful. And especially with this heat, the watermelon with the strawberry and the hint of mint, ooh, infused together is just like, ooh, perfect for this heat. Not sweet, that's naturally sweet, and the mint goes with it, and the strawberries. It's good.
Oh, well, I'm sure someone will be there soon and they'll be
Yes.
telling you in person that they listened to this and that's
Yes.
what made them come to Delicious Treats.
Yes. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
your knowledge with us today. And we truly appreciate it. And hopefully we'll have a part two.
Yes, please. You never know what
And expand.
opportunities may come from this. Because I was looking at attending the UK franchise show next year.
Okay.
So you don't know
You
what
don't know.
opportunities, yeah.
And you've got
May.
plans to go to Miami. So hopefully we can
Yes,
pick
yes,
up on that new venture for
yes,
you.
yes, yes.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Bye bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye.